Hi, I'm Nina Scher, Hunt Real Estate. We're here in this beautiful sunny day in Delmar, and we're with Gloria. And she is a client, but has also become a friend. I feel through this process. She's just sold her home, and with multiple offers very quickly. It's absolutely beautiful. I thought that it would be great if she would tell her story about how she kind of came to this point, because there are so many people in the same situation, and she graciously agreed to do that with us today, even though she's packing and working and doing a million other things. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it was a big decision to move. In fact, I thought I was going to stay here forever. My husband passed away a couple years ago. And last summer I put on a new porch and thought, this is it. I'm staying here. I have a boat on Lake George that I live on the weekends. And I have family in Clifton Park, a son, a daughter-in-law, and 2 kids. So I was pretty happy here, except for the weather. And my daughter lives in Arizona, and I go to visit often, and she's always begging me to move. So this last time in March, she dragged me to some of these over 50 developments to see if I would move there. And I was with a realtor with her, and I didn't like any of them. Nothing compared to home. And the very last day I was online, and I looked and found a development that I thought would be nice. And it was up in the mountains, and it is a gated community with a lot of amenities.
And I've seen pictures, very, very beautiful.
Yeah. Lots of things to do. They have a library and a gym, pools, hot tubs, and a great community for someone who's valued themselves starting out in a new area. My daughter is there, but she is a busy worker, so I can't depend on just spending all my time with her. So it was a very difficult decision to leave this area. In fact, I'm spending the summer at my son's house, which my granddaughter thinks is marvelous. She thinks I'm going to be her nanny and everything else. But Nina was wonderful with the process, and we've been moving along quickly. But packing after being in the same house for 48 years has been a challenge.
And she's doing it herself, which is amazing, and in such an organized way. I think we should make a video about that, because that would help a lot of people, really.
Well, how long ago did you start the process of actually starting to pack up, once you, in your mind, thought, okay, it's time to go? And maybe you didn't put your house on the market yet, but did you think about downsizing as far as your stuff and clutter and things
Well,
go?
I've never been a hoarder, so there wasn't a lot of clutter, but this house is a lot bigger. It's a 2-bedroom house in Arizona. So there's a lot that I had to get rid of and figure out. But I actually bought that house that day and then flew home. And I contacted Nina because I had gone to a downsizing seminar at the high school that she conducted. And so when I thought, okay, I'm going to move, she was the first person I turned to, because she was very warm and very informative at the seminars. So
what was that time frame again? How many years ago was that particular? Because Nina's been
downsizing.
Nina's been doing these for what, 5-6 years?
Oh, it was just in March. I think.
Oh, just
in March.
This
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I knew I was heading for Arizona, and big pressure from my daughter. So,
Yeah.
so I thought that I would check out the downsizing. And so as soon as I came back, I put the house on the market, and we decided a time frame, which was like 2 weeks later, and here we are.
And it was easy with Gloria, because her house was so immaculate and so decluttered and decorated so beautifully, really, that would appeal to so many buyers. And that was the case. They were knocking each other over to come into the open house. So that was really a lot easier than than some people have it in this moving process.
And certainly you're used to working with people that are in all situations, right? Because you've worked with some people who have to go through a multi-year process to get their home ready. And so can you describe what that's like?
Well, sometimes people will contact me a year or 2 years or 3 years, before they're really ready. And we kind of make a punch list, and I'll go in sometimes with one of the stagers I work with, and we'll just kind of, because we'll give a sort of big list of options, and then it's up to the homeowner how many of those they want to do. But for instance, Gloria didn't have any funky wallpaper. She had painted in very neutral, beautiful colors, so that was something that she didn't have to do, which a lot of homeowners will want to do because you want to present your home, to appeal to buyers. So in some cases we work together, and it takes a few years. Some people need a lot of assistance with decluttering, either from family or professional services. So, but I think the hardest part of Gloria's process were the multiple offers that we received, because it's not only the highest offer. You say, oh, well, just take the highest offer, but you have to consider financing, the lenders that people are working with, how much money they're putting down, their time frame, which really came into play because Gloria was ready and she wanted to go, when she was ready.
You wanted a fast close.
Right, correct. So all of those factors, when we were looking at these different offers, we sat here at the table, and it was really kind of juggling to see which one was truly not only the highest but the best offer, and the best offer for Gloria. So that was somewhat of a challenge.
So you would you consider yourself a fairly social person? Like, do you have a good social life here in Bethlehem?
And that was another problem. It wasn't so much in Bethlehem because I always worked, but every weekend we would spend from Friday afternoon sometimes till Monday morning at the lake. And I have a lot of friends there, which are all planning on coming to Arizona for a visit. So leaving that lifestyle, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do next summer. I may come and stay at my son's house for the summer and still keep the boat for a couple years. We'll see how it goes.
And Gloria is the kind of person who is going to make friends wherever. That's just my opinion, but I think it's everybody's. She's just a very warm and outgoing person, so people are attracted,
Well, I think it's important if you're going to move, especially by yourself, not necessarily to be near family, although that's very important to me and my daughter, but to have a lifestyle there that you can be busy right away. And people the same age, I'm talking about obviously people that are older, that you can join things and do things and, keep busy.
So did you look into that before you considered moving? Just because your daughter wanted you to come doesn't necessarily mean that that's the right decision for you, because you have to look at the community itself and the lifestyle. And so did you look into any social clubs?
Well, she had shown me, she had taken me to multiple communities there. There is a Sun City not too far away, and there were two or three other developments that I looked at, and I didn't like any of them. And it wasn't until the day before I was leaving that I found this one, and it's up in the mountains, and it's just gorgeous.
Wow.
So, and it's only like 10 miles from her house. So.
Do they have like organized activities
there?
Yeah.
So. And they have a gym, and they have what they call a stretching room, and there's a library, and tennis, golf, pickleball, pools, hot tubs, and all kinds of clubs. Yeah. And they have hiking trails there through the mountains, and there's a lot to do there. And
so do you think you'll try new things that you've never tried before?
Well, I used to play golf a while ago until my husband couldn't, and so I'll probably take that up again. And my daughter is practically ready to move into the development now. She's in a gorgeous, very exclusive development, but it doesn't have some of these amenities. And so she thinks she's going to play tennis again and go golfing. She's leaving a couple bikes at my house so we can go biking and stuff. So, yeah, it's going to be an adventure, and I've lived in Delmar since I was 15, so with just a short jaunt to Sydney, New York. My husband had to go out there and work for like 9 months. Otherwise, we've always been here since I was 15.
So this is a massive
Yeah.
change
Big
for you.
change,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, that's like very exciting.
Yeah.
So what are your friends saying? They're supportive, or are they?
Yes, yeah. Everybody says they're coming to visit, especially in the winter.
Yeah.
And one friend of mine already checked the ski. Believe it or not, there are ski resorts in Arizona, and he checked a couple of them that were close by. Certainly not the skiing that you would see in Utah or something, but there are a couple of ski resorts there. So so everyone's planning.
Right, they're going to have to get in line.
I hope you have a nice big guest room for everybody, right?
Yeah.
And so you're trading the harsh, cold winters for the
very
heat.
hot.
And so, do you know, you visited your daughter enough to know that climate was going to work out well for you as well?
Yeah, in fact, my daughter-in-law and my granddaughter went out there in August one year, and it's warm, but it isn't. I've been to Florida for years with my husband in the winter, and the weather in Florida is unpredictable. You know, you could be out there in February and expect gorgeous weather, and it'll rain for weeks. Arizona is pretty stable. It's sunny and hot all the time.
But it's dry.
But it's dry, not as...
No, it's like putting your head in the oven. It's really hot. But like but if it's 100 degrees, it doesn't feel bad. I've been up there when it's 110. And then, as my daughter said, you know, you hide in the winter from the cold. So in the summer, you do whatever you want to do. If you're going for a walk, you do it early in the morning.
Right, and
you know, you go to the pool or read a book or do something inside. And I'm going to continue to work remotely. So.
Really?
Yeah. I have a program called Log Me In, because I used to do that when I was in Florida, and I can access my work computer from my computer at wherever I am.
That's ideal.
Yeah, she's amazing.
So you went to the downsizing workshop in March, and then tell me again the process. What happened from March? When did you actually list it? You knew you already had, like, did you have the house already purchased?
Yes, they'd already done it.
That whole...
I went to the downsizing workshop, I want to say in the beginning of March.
Right, it was
because I went out to Arizona probably around the 15th, because I came back on the 31st. And I had found it, bought the house right away, and I wasn't dependent on selling this house, so that made life easier. And I contacted you probably pretty soon after I got
in April.
Right,
yeah. And we met,
and I think within a week or two, it was 2 weeks.
It was about 2 weeks. We had to do a few things, you know, and just to make sure everything was ready, and photographer.
We had to do the photographer, the inspection, all that stuff.
Right.
And so we did that in about 10 days.
Yeah.
And then she wanted to do the open houses instead of having just random people coming in and out. And that worked perfectly. It was wonderful for me, because I didn't have to run out of the house every time someone wanted to see it. So,
so was there a big turnout?
There was a huge turnout. We did one Saturday and one Sunday, because I felt that this was so desirable that to give everybody a chance to see it. And by the end of the day on Sunday, we had 4 offers. We probably would have had more if we had waited a little longer, but that we didn't want to do that. They were all great offers. So.
Yeah, it was an open house for 2 hours on Saturday, and then the next day 2 hours on Sunday. So and I guess you had a lot of people here.
Yes, we had it was just nonstop, in and out of the house. Some people came back twice, and so it was, it worked out really well, and with the least inconvenience to Gloria, which
that worked
great. Yeah. So, and I'm going to miss her, because now we've seen each other. We talk on the phone every day. So, and it's, been a real pleasure to work with her. So,
so is there any other advice that you would give women in particular in your situation? who are ready to start thinking about making the next move? Are there any things you would do differently, or any best advice on this process?
I don't think I would do anything differently. I'm pretty confident with the decisions that I've made. I'm in a unique situation, though, because my daughter is there, and yet I'm going to go into a development that's got a lot of activity. I think that's really important. And that would probably be my best advice is to, make sure that you research where you're going, and then talk to me next year. I'll tell you how it went.
Wow, yeah, we'll do an update.
That's a great idea. Next summer, when you're back in the area, we're coming up to Lake George.
That's right, we can do it off the boat.
Right.
Or at least we'll do it in the winter, maybe a nice January day, and you're ready to go play golf. And
right.
Here.
One thing I'm going to try, I think, is pickleball. I have no idea. It's like a tennis thing. And one of the developments I went into said they had all these tennis courts and nobody was using them. Everybody wanted to play pickleball, so that's something I'm going to have to try, I think.
Yeah.
It's a huge sport. I've heard a lot of people talking about pickleball, so good luck. That sounds awesome.
I know.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time, because I know you have to go back to work and pack and everything else, but for doing
it's a great
this.
break.
And because it's going to be so valuable to other people who are, in the process or thinking about it. And I really appreciate it. And if this is Nina Schur, Hunt Real Estate. If you have any questions, need more information, please call me, 518-368-5578. I'm on Facebook, online. You can get me almost anywhere, anytime. So thank you for watching again today. Bye-bye.
Bye. So now I can go on.